The onion won't make me cry.
You can't get lesbian by kissing around a lip by force.
Yeah, dude, stay mad, stay pissy, and the fact that this has to be made in general is concerning, and that whole statement existing. Just because your sexualities do not match does not mean that it is an issue, nor does it need to be fixed, because it wasn't the problem in the first place. And if you're one of those people who thinks that they can just go over and change that, no, you can rightfully go over to that garbage pile over there. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video for the day. We're going back into r/justneckbeardthings, and if you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and to see more content like this in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and if you have not already, subscribe and turn on those notifications. Oakley dokley, let's go. Your little pony, she's a bit shy, so be gentle with her, at least for the first few times. Handmade with love, most name brands of silicone sleeves will fit securely into her shy little body. Only slightly used, still shy. Serious inquiries only, please. I'm sorry, I'm still kind of strung up over that slightly used bit. And for the love of God, I can't show the rest of the photo, but everybody with a basic idea, you probably are spot on.
Who wants some tangy with some honey mushy?
Well, my sleep paralysis demon just got an update. I do kind of wish the chicken and honey mustard wouldn't be associated with these dudes, because it's actually pretty good. That and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. And, you know, chicken's like one of the few foods that I can actually eat that's actually good for me and actually tastes pretty darn good, too. I know there's probably more, but I'm working on the list right now, and so it's taking me a little while. How is this cringe? It's true, I may not agree with the bad decision maker's idea, but men are simply superior to women. It's how we are created. We are both important in our own ways. Facts don't care about feelings. The men of this generation are very weak. They have been brainwashed by the females, social media, and schools. The past 100 years, women's rights have come a long way, to the point where they can basically call the shots and ruin a man's life. That's not equality, they are just taking their turn to beat down on men. The cold hard truth is, we can never be equal. We can respect them and love them, but they will never be above us. These days, you could just look at a lady the wrong way and land in jail for a few years. They can even falsely accuse us, and the law always takes their side. We need to think of ourselves and our future, and we need to learn from the ones before us and heed their lessons. There is a saying in my culture: ladies are just children with big feet. Example, if you bring a piece of candy to your lady every day for a week and then stop, the very first day she will ask, "Where is the candy?" and maybe make a big problem of it. You teach them habits you want, and they do what you want. Women aren't meant to be leaders, but please, say what you will, but this is the mindset every man should have. Either embrace your manhood and everything else that comes with it, or you are just as ladylike as them. There is no in between. Why didn't Christians go to church nationwide armed with rifles when the government closed their house of God? This is what happens when you let feminism into your religion. Your leaders are clucks, your women's are W/sinners, and your men are beta male kitties. Pathetic. Alabama Republican busted looking at a trans adult pics online after voting against trans rights. State Senator Tom Whatley used his work account to show his appreciation of a fairy princess. Hey dude, so that whole thing you just voted for, when can we expect to have that undone? This has got to be even better than when we saw mommy milkers trending in the political tab on Twitter.
Nobody is coming to rescue you. Your feelings don't matter in the real world. The only person who could save you is you. Get up and make things happen. I seriously love this. I will never forget when I was in boot camp towards the end. I was on fire watch until the middle of the night, and the drill instructor came out of the duty hut. and talked to me like a normal human. During our conversation, he told me, nobody effing cares. You'll be successful when you understand the true meaning of that. I still think about that moment all of the time.
You know, I've learned that there's a fine line between this being cringe and this being a motivational quote. It's when you put the picture of the Joker in the middle.
Being friends with females is pointless. God made men and women for procreation. The role of a bee is to pollinate the flower, not listen to its problems.
No, this doesn't make any sense. Honestly, I just really liked Invincible. And the way that the whole series just left off, I really do hope they do a season 2. Honestly, it kind of felt like Young Justice, except nobody told them, no, you aren't allowed to do that. Especially when it comes to the fight scenes with Omni-Man. How submissive and bereadable are you? Okay, I woke up like an hour ago, walked a bit, and now I want to go back to sleep. I'm not, I'm feral and sterile. Honestly, just clever stuff like this is the reason I still stay awake though.
What are your daddies like?
Honestly, I feel like most of the time when this question is asked, it's from dudes who can compete. You know, one of them dudes where if he just goes breakdancing, it does the Gainax thing. Oh yes, to summon the ultimate neckbeard. This is even in the perfect setting too, a college campus cafeteria. What is wrong with you women? I've been burned so many times, I don't even know what I'm looking for anymore. I used to be a really good guy, and now I'm not so sure that is the move. As the more girls I talk to, I've noticed being a good guy really does get you nowhere. If we match, message me, I guess. I mean, that is kinda how Bumble works. You know, that's kinda right up there with the logic of, hey, if you're alive, breathe. I know it is. Thai women are feminine, willing to please, and not feminist like a lot of Western women.
Maybe a few are, but 90% of them are, okay? Same for Cambodian, Filipino women.
I do not know what your personal situation is, but I advise you to be careful. Women can indeed be feminine and good women, but you should know that many men have found out that marrying a woman from a Southeast Asian country and bringing her to his country to live there has had some bad results. I emphasize the "and" in that sentence because if you expose a woman to feminist ideology, there is a real risk of her becoming just like the women you were trying to avoid. For men wanting to marry a woman from one of those countries, the advice I have heard is you need to stay in the country she is from if you want it to work. The reason is that staying in the country she is in will mean she will not be exposed to the feminism that poisoned the minds of the Western women. The women in other countries are not immune to feminist poison.
To add on, an important part of all this is the local laws and cultural mores that she finds herself in. She can have whatever ideology in her head that she wants, but if the laws don't enable it, and she'll get socially outcast for trying, she is far less likely to act successfully on that ideology.
Oh yes, Filipino women from Philippines, not from the West.
And by the way, it's spelled Filipino with an F.
Sometimes I wake up and choose violence. These guys, they wake up and choose stupid.
Jess, you'll invariably see this comment, so let's establish you are not horrible and don't deserve hate. But I personally think your commentary or casting needs improvement, and that's okay. I am sorry, but this is my personal suggestion. 1. You shift your head left and right a bit, too much in Pro League, and it's distracting. Maybe you want to be courteous to both casters, but everyone already knows Yusa is a sweetheart. 2. You use a lot of maybe not has, or could have been, or while not just, and phrases that detract you from your original point, and I know you want to be comprehensive like a good analyst, but that stuff is the subheading. 3. You compare a lot. Please consider people's egos. Speaking of which, a good analyst should compare, but you'll have fanboyism to 11th gear here. You'll get toxicity for comparing. 4. Your voice is important, but your hyper enunciation and word emphasis makes me feel like you are full of yourself, which you are not. 5. Finally, I know your ideal conversation is full of interruptions and cross-examinations and aggressive learning, but it come off as sassy bossy, the bad kind of sassy, which you know people hate. 6. I love you. I did my hairstyle like yours. LOL.
But with that last dingus, that's gonna have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and if you have not already, subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.